what's up. I got my coffee, I got my mangoes, like, I think I got everything I needed. Love you too. I think that's pretty, like, all good for me, you know. It's building like Pikachu backpack and I'm really sad. Hopefully he doesn't leave a stain. Hopefully it just dries out. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what happens when you, okay, why can I not get to my game? My game is like, my mouse is like on another monitor and it was not like letting me go in the, okay, here we go. My mouse. Load, and we're in support. Let me hurry and drink some of the coffee. Anyways, good morning. Students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting tired eyes of people who have been working through the night. With only one day left to prepare, I suppose it's not surprising. Thankfully, we don't have to suffer through classes until lunch break, and then the time is our own. Muto lurches into class and tired stagger. I suppose students are the only people who enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle in their textbooks, their position to get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. This is still like really loud music, huh? Maybe not. Fatigue has made the class antisocial, not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partially be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shuzune aren't present, probably doing some council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's making up for Shuzune's lack of voice. That guy, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha, I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Oh, shit. Something about that doesn't sound too good. But I stand up and follow him out of the hallway. He just stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. So tell me, how are things? Things? Expected Muto to be a little vague, but it's pushing the limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle in now. How are things? Fine, I guess. I see. How's your condition? You paused for condition, seemed a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes on Muto's face. Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. What? He's the one that told me to go running and shiz. Oh my gosh. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I asked you don't blow us off so freely, as much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get in normal school, but you have to realize you have limits. Our goal is to make sure you know where those limits are and how maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on my next question, how are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. I have to move this a little bit. Muto taps his chin and raises his eyebrow as he absorbs this information. So, I suppose there's still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah. You gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in the world and you're left behind, right? Thank you. Excuse me. Right, when I want that to happen. No, you know you want it. Every week there's a new scientific discovery, most of them meaning nothing to the layperson, but any of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious Muto's serious talk is over. He's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. To think, in hindsight, that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's really all I had to say. Let's go back inside, shall we? My relief that suggestion and surmount. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For instance, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back to the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they're working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto doesn't even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got him there. The class returns to the near silence that Muto and I had left it before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks and remain class times away. Finally, the bells cry out, end of the torment. Before I leave, I expect the answer to those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting the slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issue at hand. The classroom empties in a blink. Everyone rushes to the last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind to try to quick finish the questions so I don't have to bother it over the rest of the weekend with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. Holy shit, this is so loud. Every time I think that, like, I got the right levels for this, it's, like, gets louder and louder. Like, holy shit, this music's loud. I mean, that's not over and all a bad thing, but, oh, whoops. It's weird Lily comes all the way to her classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least normally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's not my business, I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither of us tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else, so an impressive silence falls along the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the pages of my notebook. Hanako turns the pages of a novel she's reading. Now, is it too quiet? My god. I just never can get this right, guys. And I'm like a perfectionist, and so it's just... I just need everything perfect. Please. Please! Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just a perfectionist. I can't deal. My pencil leads flinches against the paper just when it's about to finish the paragraph. The sound of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around the sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps our eyes firmly away from my direction. For long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako! Her name is all it takes to my Hanako to jump from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it's long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, a sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit in her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though. Her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, she isn't the one I saw her reading in the library. She must be the quite fast reader to get through them at this rate. Why would Lily leave her own devices? It seems quite out of the ordinary, going by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going to town today before Rin bumped into us. The thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional people wander around, enjoy the afternoon. Makes me yearn to get out of school, or at least to do something over than sit here. Giving into one of my worst vices, procrastination, I decided that history subject is best studied on Sunday, or on Monday, or any other day than this one. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of the seat, briefly debating with whether to hang out with Kenji. He doesn't strike as the enjoying the nice weather outside others kind of person, really, so I'll catch up with him later. Changing the task, I briefly entertain the idea of talking with Hanako. By the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. There's gotta be something that could kill time. Okay. Right now I'm going for Lily or, oh, this is like the first time we fucking get a... Here, I want to save. Man, these things are fucking rare to, like, look at, like, that we actually get a choice Oh my god. We're good going to town. I'm not going after mysterious girl. Sorry, guys. Following Hanako to the library seems a bit intrusive. There's a reason she left the classroom after all. That aside, I want to catch up with Lily. At very least, I'd like to thank her for looking out for me despite her other obvious taxing duties. I guess I'll walk around town. With any luck, I should be able to find Lily. The exercise will do me good as well. Walking through the school courtyard to the gate, I give a small nod to a couple of passing classmates, a gesture being returned in kind. Even from there, the shouts of sport club members can be heard. From the sheer volume of the din, the track must be packed right now. I remember what Lily said yesterday about jumping right in the middle of the busy time for the school. While I'm trying to get my bearings and catch up on studying that I missed, everyone else is doing normal school activities. The feeling of being a foreigner still hasn't dissipated. At least, not yet. Well, it's only been a week, so that's fine. I guess it's not everything is bad. It's a private school, and that much is easily noticed. Then walking around outside, not only the school grounds are huge, but the buildings themselves are immaculate, and they're quite divorced from the dime a dozen concrete blocks of the public schools. There's also the fact that there's been a much stronger feeling of community here, or at least a friendlier atmosphere. At my old school, it was generally accepted that people would keep to their little clique and be done with it. Eventually, I reached the gate and began to walk down the road into town. Well, that was fairly productive. Having seen a fair portion of town, including the houses perched on the hills outside the outskirt, I decided to take a walk around the park before heading back. Living in the city all my life, a totally lack of smartly dressed businessmen and fashionably dressed girls strikes me as incredibly unusual. All that's been seen are odd, elderly persons shuffling around the sidewalk and assorted, busy, chattered pairs of middle-aged women outside the small storefronts. Walking along the road, the park quickly distracts me from them, though, making me realize I perhaps pushed myself further than I should have to see much as I could. As my breaths begin to wheeze, my chest tightens more and more. I give them the prospect of soldiering on. After a quick glance around the park as I enter, I take a seat on a wobbly old bench, and I notice a near couple of vending machines. For minutes on end, I sit with my head bent over, forcibly take myself to take deep breaths. I feel like an old man than a teenager who should be in the prime of his life. The stay in the hospital, the surgery, and the medications must have taken their toll on me. Damn it! Eventually, my breathing returns to normal, and the muscles in my chest loosen. Now with that fair measure of relief, I guess that means the end of my little sojourn, though, in any case. There's a cafe in the far corner. I stop to quench my thirst before heading back. Little bell above the door arrive on my empty counter. For a few moments, I stand there waiting, my eyes every now and again drifting from one end of the counter to the other, searching for a service bell. Eventually, door some ways behind the counter opens, a person emerging from it, taking me complete surprise. Yuko? Hi, I had no idea you worked here. I really have no idea how to address her either, given her dignity school staff as well. Apparently a waitress? Yes, she quickly paces up to the counter before flinging her upper half downward in a overreacted bow. Welcome to Shanghai. May I take your order? Straight down to business, I see. I don't know, some coffee, please? Yes, certainly. I'll make it right away. Bring it to you when it's done. Thanks. Yuko's formality takes me back. She seems like to take her job very seriously. Obeying her instructions, I turn around and quickly glance around the free table, considering the cafe seems empty. It's a simple task to accomplish. So I walk towards the table adjacent to the window. I notice a flash of yellow around one of the table dividers. Sure enough, with young glass, I need a certain Satao at the table. That said, I don't recognize the suited figure across the table from her. Blonde, fair skin, and only a little shorter. He, she, I think it must be relative. Since the two are all but silent, a suited figure comes to swig a cup of coffee. I decide to greet Lily. Some part of coming here in order to meet her after all. Hi, Lily. Hisao? Yeah, nice to meet you again. The suited girl looks up from noting my uniform with a relaxed smile. Know each other? I guess. It's all good approximation of a relationship as I can think of. Care to take a seat? She says this is the air beside me, but the message is clear enough that I take a seat beside her. I suppose some introductions might be in order. So, this is Akira Satao, my older sister. Akira, this is Hisao Nakai, another Yamaku student. Looks like my guess was correct. The newly introduced Akira gives a nod, which in return... What I don't return, however, is the almost analytic gaze with which she looks at me over. As she does, Yuko walks up to the table, carefully places my coffee on the table before bowing and taking her leave. Gently bringing my hand to the side of the cup, I realize that it's already just the right temperature to drink. After taking a sip, the flavors turn out to be just as good as the temperature. Yuko seems a lot better at this than being a librarian. I take a good long drink before relaxing into the seat. It takes me a second for Akira's examination to come to an end. Apparently becoming quickly bored with the activity, she turns to her sister. So, how's school recently? Seems Akira's entirely unconcerned with someone she doesn't know, all listening to everything they say. Her little, lips are so cool. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Eating a piece of mango? Mango. I mind leaving them to their chatting. I step back and continue to drink the pleasantly aromatic coffee. Sounds like it's pretty busy for you then. At least I'm not cooking your meals after school anymore. As the sleep talk, I slowly realize I'm entirely unable to gauge Lily's emotions through her eyes, as I would with any other person. It becomes slightly unsettling as I subconsciously focus on that fact. Whoa, so cold. Weren't you just cooking for yourself anyway? I only got leftovers. That's not the point. You're managing to feed yourself at least. I can cook without blowing myself up, you know. Mostly. That's... Ha ha ha, it's fine, it's fine. I need to learn sometime anyway. Ah, Lily? Everyone presently a moment distracted by Yuko places a cup of tea on the table for Lily. Take a moment to glance at her watch. Akira levers herself off the seat and gives me a quick nod. Well, I better be off. It's nice talking to you, Lily. Akira, do you have to... Lily looks genuinely mournful her sister suddenly leaving. It does seem like she might have the wrong idea. Sorry, I need to get back to work. They'll bite my neck again if I don't make it back quickly. So informal, Akira trims a tidy appearance would give anyone the wrong impression of her. Bye, Akira. Come on, don't look so down. I'll be around it again soon. See yas. With that, she waltzes out the Shanghai with her hand held high. Lily still looks pretty depressed, so I try to make some small talk and effort to take her mind off it. She seems nice. We used to live together, but now that I live at school, we hardly ever see each other. Despite Lily being quite affable, I still don't know much about her. In hindsight, it's surprisingly just how much distracted from me, really. You just live together. Well, it's crazy. How would you know someone within a week? It's like, I don't know her that well. Really? It's like she's had a whole lifetime and you've only known her for maybe less than a week. Oh my god, it looks like mold. It's a mango, I promise. The green screen hates yellow and green. You used to live together. Was it somewhere around here? It was pretty far south, so the trip to Yamaku was very long. With her working hours getting longer and Yamaku being so far away, there was a little choice at the end but to move to the dormitories. Well, that explains the chatter about cooking. Evidently, regaining her composure, she livens up back up, at least in part. I take it you're better rested now. Sorry? You sound less exhausted than you did when you first came in. To be able to pick out my breathing like that, she must have pretty good ears. Makes sense. Yeah, and ended up walking over to town despite only planning on taking a short walk down here. Reminded of the thirst from the walk, I lean forward to take a sip. Without further ado, Lily starts on her own cup of strong smelling tea. I guess I better get back to Yamaku. There's only so long I can stall studying for. I want to get a good night's sleep before the festival. Standing from my seat, I take the coffee stained cup from the table. You're leaving? Yeah, I need to head back as well. It's kind of getting late. For a moment, she pauses before lifting her face over the teacup as she was looking at me. Yuko, could we have one more coffee, please? Okay, I'll bring it right away. That's not subtle. She gives a short giggle at my frank assessment of her maneuver. It's surprisingly childish and carefree, given her otherwise collected appearance. In the end, though, I have little reason to refuse. To be honest, I can hardly say no, all things considered. Given a manufactured side, I take the seat opposite her. Wanting company, then? I say that's more that I was wondering. She's questioning mode again. She does seem unusually interested in me, or at least curious. Do you have any siblings? Not exactly an unexpected tangent. No, only child. To be honest, the idea of having someone that close makes me a bit envious. Interesting. I raise an eyebrow, which of course goes unseen, and short silence communicates the question well enough. It's just that others have said the same thing before. It's a difficult subject to try to think about objectively, given that I've always had someone like that. I can mostly understand that Lily means, given that it's hard to place oneself outside of a situation they've been in all their life. She and her sister has a pretty close relationship. Taking pains to interrupt us as little as possible, Yuko dutifully comes over and places a cup at the table. Lily thanks her as I sit back, taking this vexing girl in front of me. Despite always seeming to be on her guard and in control of herself when talking to others, she has an almost childlike curiosity about other people. That said, those rare moments she seems to slightly lower her guard are the most insightful of how she thinks. Reaching for my drink, I realized something I probably should have noticed earlier. I think I'm starting to be kind of curious about her. So I'm making a good place. It's already nightfall by the time I reach the large iron gates in front of the school. While it was nice to have plenty of time to wander around the virtue of living right next to the school, I can't help but get the feeling that very few students actually take the opportunity. Compared to the number of students I see milling around on campus during free time, it's startlingly rare to see anyone around town. Given the large number of accommodations facilities that the school offers, many of them might simply not see any point venturing outside, let alone people such as Hanako and Kenji. Makes me wonder if students like Shizune, Misha, and Lily are the exception for the school, rather than my norm. I wander back to my dorm and continue to compare my own school with Yamaku. As I do so, I begin to surprise I managed to get even this used to everything that's happened to me. Wow, that day was actually pretty short compared to all the other days. The next day, I feel a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there's no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can see people at the soba booths slinging noodles onto plates for people with craving for low-quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. Will there be a few exams in the coming week? I don't consider those ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I should be. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit the hallway intending to find out something to eat. Passing his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. Oh my god, why? Curious if he has plans since everyone's doing something. Then again, I can picture him have built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or the possibility is something like a fort complete with no girls allowed sign, and with girls crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath. Knocked on his door, which is luckily devoid of any sign. I hear again the sudden click of these 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Oh, where? Why? What? What is it? It's today's special? Why are they out there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. I'm telling you, has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? I guess you can't see it. See the big wooden booths outside? The people are selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I'm at curtains closed all the time to throw out the snipers. Ah, it's a festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's today. Oh damn. Oh damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is gonna be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is gonna be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're gonna be everywhere. The people outside my window socializing. Kenji rubs his temples nervously and suddenly looked very ill. It's It's gonna be loud as hell, damn, and I was gonna go out today. But now it's ruined. Everything's ruined. It's awful. It sucks. It sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So this is what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. Should have told me earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought, you know. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, so there's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check out the festival. Kenji grunts and covers his face with his hands. Ugh, no, I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there, I know it. This has to be a joke. But he said with such straight face, relatively straight. What are you gonna do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We can still make it work together. I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought some food first and check out the attractions. The cross project seems pretty cool. I give a hand with it, so I'm gonna see that at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any applications for the project? Are you out of mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you were also... You also pretend to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I see further than any man before me has ever seen. Kenji looks methodically and metaphorically distanced, emphasized the statement, thrusting. Yeah, Harry Potter looks pissed. Harry Potter's always pissed. Man, Harry Potter's always pissed, man. This is straightforward and manlier. Actually, it's just a quarter wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind is dark one unless the threat of woman is stifled. They are everywhere! His vehicle scarfs nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to find some place to hide and safe haven, and then knock the lights out myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes and slow creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji said. After buying a plastic plate of teriyaki and the saw belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat at the school gardens to watch people pass it, attentively nibble away at the rather bland tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain, it's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. I look towards the school, watching people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing time as I eat. Little children accompanied by their parents or grandparents scamper around the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized, colorful snack. I can't even notice the age range among people here were skewed towards the elderly. Something that I noticed when I was walking around town. I suppose one of those towns where the people left are those that lived here their whole lives and ardently refused to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasing few tranquil places. I guess that goes away to explain how conservative Yamaku school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit, I like how calm Yamaku and the surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for as long as focused my mind how annoyingly humid it's getting. Now the hottest part of the day is here. It's better to get moving if— Ah! The sound of the Carlian bells takes me completely surprised. I stand up in reaction, shared by a few people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life as the toll bells end. It age shows the principal makes a fairly intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival. That's very much from full swing. It's quite amusing in contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folks against the alternative pained and bored grimaces of the younger charges. Students, on the other hand, seem to pay little heed. Nevertheless, our address finally ends, and the united and polite, if overly enthusiastic applause, and then gets back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. Something difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decided to fall back on a tried and trusted rule. Go everywhere else. Everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Though I usually play in the trash can, I make way towards the school building. Seeing a number of stalls around the premier. Oh my god, stop it, Victoria, I can't. The school's building surprises me. Quite a few classes have opted to have multiple stalls. Deciding which to visit first, I catch a slight sight of a familiar banner of blue pattern bordered in red text. Lily's stall is a good place to start as any. I'm curious of how it's going. After all, she worked in her class has been doing for it. Stepping to it, I see why the classes took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. The students in front of me take a bowl of noodles and leaves. I walk up to the counter. The girl behind me seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a glance around. Steam seems rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away, and the most blind of students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who's probably the teacher of 3-2. Doesn't take long to notice Lily among them with the teacher as she quickly counts the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both of the teachers seem to be in a state of mind confusion, it appears there's been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that, we're having a few problems. What would you like? It takes me a second to remember what I come for. My eyes quickly dart to the side and read the menu sitting on the counter. I guess some miso soup. Ah, is that Hisao? Yep, it looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere along the lines, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only need half of what we needed. Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover the problem? It seems like that's what I'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of her class is gone doesn't help either. I glance behind her and see how many people are actually operating the stall. It could be about 8. Over 8. I take it that's why your teacher left. That's right, she's going to try to round up a few more of her classmates to help. Hearing the sound of her steps behind me, I slowly glance backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in line. But I better stop wandering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Soup, alright, coming right up. Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup and hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice visually how she counts them with her long pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I have handed the correct change, she puts the small metal tray. It's no longer before the soup is made, and carefully handed to her. After she turns and subconsciously passes it to me. Thanks, I'll come back to drop off the bowl. Thank you, Sao. Is there another thing? Have you seen Hanako? Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives me a small sigh of eject disappointment. It's okay, I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done, then? Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako, too. Thank you, Sao. I walk up in the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling a steamed wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what probably should be, perhaps, but the flavor enough to cover for that reasonably well. So I drink, I can't feel somewhat guilty for not being involved with the festival as the others. I can't really be helped considering I dropped into school only a week ago, but still weighs on my mind, heavily on my mind. That and the fact that a few students really don't seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually I finish my bowl and leave for the stall and drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems like the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seem quite relaxed as they work, but Lily still appears somewhat stressed. Right, I know what to do. Even if it's just one person, I'll make sure the festival is more enjoyable for her. As I place the bowl on the counter, I call for Lily. Ah, Hisao, you brought it back? Yeah, here. I sign in her hands, she takes it over to someone who apparently on cleaning duty. Considering that I didn't see them here before, it's probably a penalty for their tardiness. Hey, Lily? She perks up and returns to the counter as she hears my voice again, realizing I'm still here. Want to go see some of the festival? She puffs her cheeks disapprovingly. It's kinda cute, and in a complete contradiction for her usually reserved nature. She takes a few seconds for me to get what she's taking issue with. Whoops. I didn't mean to. Lily giggles at me, exposing her teasing for what it is. You're still not used to school, are you? She got me. Still, I need to stay with her stall. I don't understand this game. It is, I mean, it's a novel. That's why a lot of it is just reading. I mean, I kind of wish it had more, choices. So it's like a dating sim. But a lot of reading and very few choices to make on your own to get, because there's a bunch of different endings with the girls, or even getting no girls at all. It's not a game then. It is in a way. It's a different genre of a game. Does that make sense? Like, visual novels are games, but their genre is different. That makes sense. I should drink some more. I don't know why my nose kind of gets runny or clogged up. Like my sinuses are getting clogged up. There's a lot of different games, and this is one of them. I don't know, some visual novels might have more choices, so it's more like, you know, you get to choose a lot, but this one seems like very novel-y. Which is okay, it seems interesting enough, but yeah, I wish there was more choices. Still, I need to stay with our stall. It's taking until now to even get everything unpacked. Guess her reluctance shouldn't overly surprise me, considering how much work she's put into this. Everything seems to be running fine now, though, besides you got extra help on the hand. Anyway, the boy in the middle of cooking some soba noodles turns to us, grinning. Go on, Liz, you've earned yourself a break. We can hold the fort for now. If you say so, okay, then I suppose so. But if you need any help, then we'll call you. Go on, we'll be fine. Lily finally gives her a resistance as she waves a special at her. She feels her way around the back of the stall, picks up her cane on the way. I guess the first thing we should do is look for Hanako. Lily seems kind of worried about her. I doubt she's the kind of person to enjoy milling around the crowds like this all alone. So I guess we should search for Hanako. Where to first? Both of us go quiet for a moment to think. Maybe she's in her dorm room? I doubt it. She doesn't keep too many things in there. She had nothing to do. The library? Good place to search for an avid reader, I suppose. The library it is. We'll check there first, then. Aside from the muffled sounds and crowds seeping in from outside, the inside of the school seems almost deserted. In order to make sure everyone has enough room, I guess all the events were organized to be held outside on the school grounds. They're definitely quite large by any of other school standards. It's a nice quiet here, isn't it? Yeah, much nicer than the hustle and bustle outside. We take our time and slowly walk through the first floor of the school, eventually reaching the stairs to the second floor. Can't help but notice how Lily anticipates every door and obstacle on her cane remaining still in her hand, skating along the hallway's railings. And you know the school well, don't you? Well, she's been here for 3 years. My gosh. She smiles and nods straight ahead. I've been here for a few years now, so I know where everything is. The dorms still trip me up though sometimes. I haven't been there as long, and they're not as well laid out as the main buildings. If I'm remembering right, they used to be unusual buildings before being renovated and used as dormitories. Oh, unused buildings, not unusual. That explains why the male and female doors look different from the outside, and why the rooms seem kind of unusual for sleeping quarters. I assume she'd been living in dormitories since the beginning of attending school. By now I'm reminded what she said yesterday. Yeah, we've known from the beginning she didn't. That's right, you mentioned that before. I assumed that most of the students here lived in a dormitories once they enrolled. A lot of them seem to, in any case. Lily's expression becomes somewhat harder to read, my questioning evidently touching a delicate point. Well, how should I say? Everyone has their reasons. Someone tells me what those reasons is Hanako, hence her tiptoeing around the answer. My own predicament is yet another such case. I guess it's a choice everyone here would make for themselves, or in my instance, made for them. Can't be helped, I suppose that Yamaku itself it seems like a nice place. It's good for you to say that. I thought you were coming to dislike it. What about you, though? My reversal of Lily's statement takes her by surprise. I've been here a while, so it's not that. You just seem pretty depressed about Akira. What's with that look? Akira's taken. Sorry, Sal. Lily never sees how fast my palm meets my face in her sly accusation. Hey, I was worried about you. That's not the way to respond to concern. While she gives me an amused grin, we round the corner of the hallway and enter the library. So we do so. It isn't hard to spot Hanako, considering the room is completely devoid of anyone else. Given there's no staff around, I guess there's no need to heed the usual library rules that call out to her. Hey, Hanako! Hanako's is here? She hears our voice. Hanako's head flicks up from a book, probably the same one she's been reading on Friday. Sal? Lily? Just as we thought we'd drop by, Lily just managed to escape from the noodle stall with a little help. That wasn't really an escape. Hanako gives a small giggle, briefly surprising both of us. I just thought that Lily might not be enjoying the festival. Well, we can enjoy it together, right? The two nod happily before we set out of the library and towards the festivities. I noticed I'm changed to the girl behind the counter and take 2 styrofoam cups of tea. I try to accentuate my bow a bit to cover the fact that she's quite obviously deaf. Quite to think of it, I probably should have asked help instead of giving those two in the garden. Two in the gardens while I brought the drinks. Trying to juggle the 2 cups of hot tea for them, and a can of coffee for myself out of a vending machine isn't quite easily. With some careful maneuvering through, I managed to keep everything stable and upright as I walked to the bench where Lily and Hanako are sitting and chatting. It's quite a nice place, lit by moonlight. It's tucked away some distance from the main events. Compared to how hot it's been during the day, this spot is mostly pleasantly cool by now. Not that it matters all that much. Most of the visitors have moved to the areas that are either closer to the fireworks or higher on the hill in order to view the display apparently planned. Welcome back, Isao. Her ears are good, not exactly close to even Hanako hadn't noticed me. Here you go, sorry it's instant, but that's all they left by now. Hanako gingerly takes a cup from my hand, and I gently place the other into Lily's outstretched hands. Do you enjoy the festival then, Hisao? Yeah, it was pretty fun. In honest honor, much of the food had been somewhat subpar, but it was a lot of fun in the end, especially with Hanako and Lily. And the fact that 2 have enjoyed themselves more than I did, with both Lily around me and Hanako's withdrawn nature around others died down enough for her to enjoy herself. We sit drinking, and the whistles of the first fireworks ring out before it explodes into a vibrant shower of blue against the night sky, heralding the beginning of the end of the festival. Enthusiastic shouts can be heard from the crowd scattering around the school grounds celebrating them. For minutes on end, Hanako and I watch the fireworks overhead as Lily blissfully listens to them with her eyes shut. Red, green, yellow star shapes circulate the patterns in all manners of shapes, and color fills the air, one after another, and dance across the sky. No place near that I lived out in such lavish display. Festivals like this thing were passed in such metropolitan area. I want to play a turn, but I won't be here. Thanks for lurking, DJ. You're so nice. I'll be seeing such sight with these 2. It's probably the happiest I've been in a long while. So that's it. The festivals are finally ending. Yeah. She gives a delicate, wistful sigh. As much as I might complain about the stuff we had to do, it's still sad that I will have to graduate before next Yamaku festival. I walk forward and stand beside Lily, gently resting a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, we still Tanabata later in the year, right? You're right, it would be nice to go there when it comes. Minutes of silence passed, with only the blast of fireworks to be heard. Seeing these 2 remind me of those words of advice Lily had given to me when we walked into town together. Cherish the opportunity to make new friends, huh? Hey, Lily. She turns her head slightly to show that she's listening. Hanako's gaze still firmly fixed on the tentacular fireworks bursting overhead. You mind if I join you for tea every now and again? The smile on her face is more enough to see her answer. It would be a pleasure, Sal. Aww. Ooh, we get an animation? Act 2, past. Damn! What? No fucking way. Okay. That was kind of cool. So I'm assuming we're gonna be doing her route. If we got her animation, you know? Huh. I have like some hair right here that's like really random. Okay, I wake up to the annoying din of my alarm clock. It's bright red numerals lighting up my face. It's the same alarm clock I had at home, one of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku, hoping that using it would help ease my transition into a new life. No such luck, though. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wipe the sleep out of my eyes and reach over to my desk. I open a couple of bottles of medication strewn across it and swallow a few pills dry. By now, the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad for given their purpose. Feeling much more awake than before, I wandered to the bathroom. With the shower warms me up, my mind begins to wander and my nearly daily routine begins once again. The bright colors of the fireworks fill my mind, the two girls with whom I spent my time watching them. It feels strange to me moved so much by people I know so little about. Then again, I suppose those aren't normal circumstances. At least I have someone to talk to, now aside from my schoolmate next door. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Walking through the door into the classroom, I notice I'm still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather be still in bed. It's at times like this I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem just as perky as always. Hi Susune, hi Misha. I suddenly realized that my greeting would be lost on Former, so I quickly follow it with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered, or interested for that matter. Hello, Chan! Are you feeling well? I only assume her greeting comes from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking for herself or Shizune sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. Your team seems bright and chipper. Misha signs back to Shizune as I say it, eliciting a somewhat terse answer. If her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering these two made such a big deal of the festival preparations, I probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Since you're a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of test dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks at me, she's about to add her own comment, but quickly goes back to interpreting as Shizune continues unbatted. While your contribution to 3-2 styles is appreciated, word it got around quickly, that or these two have fingers on the pulse of the school. We would prefer your efforts be focused on tasks at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point before I respond, though. She's gonna add something more, which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival, then? Lecture over, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shizune gives a short nod. Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. The contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle in late in the classroom. I quickly glance at my watch, confirms they're a few minutes late. I look for Hanako and realize she's already there and contentedly reading a book. It makes me wonder how long she's been there without me noticing. With heavy footsteps coming in the hallway, signaling Matu's arrival, our idle talking comes to an end, and I take my seat next to Misha. As the door slides open, he strides through with a ponderous guy? I don't even know that word. His posture is even worse than usual. His eyes are barely staring open. I guess my quip to Lily and Hanako about staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their books and reaches desk, and the first class of the new week begins. I rub my eyes as the lunch bell rings out, glad for the temporary reprieve from work. I'm entirely unsurprised when I look for the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her acceptance of my request to join them yesterday, I decided to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter the hallway before I can catch up. Lily enters slowly, registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices the follows her lead, she almost jumps in surprise. Hisao? I mean, hello, Hisao. Oh, sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me and helped in her orientation by Hanako. Good afternoon, Sao. Are you joining us? If it's no trouble, there's not much else to do, really. Damn! There's nothing else better to do, so I'm gonna hang out with you. Those are always just like the worst words to hear sometimes. Lily gives me a small nod as if suddenly brushed away the idea that would be troubling in the least. We descend one step stairs and walk down the hallway to the usual room, our pace somewhat quicker than usual thanks to Lily using Hanako for direction rather than her cane and the railings. As expected, it's deserted. The sound of other clubs can only barely be heard as the sunlight streams into the room from the outside. Looking around the room, I notice a couple of empty easels propped against the wall. I don't think that they were there before. Their club must use this room as extra storage. Should I get the chest set out? Hanako's voice seems less tense as she's directly addressing Lily. Yes, I'll make tea while you sort the pieces. I can do that for you if you like. She ponders and offers a moment before smiling, confirming that I've made the right choice, her face remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. There's a curtsy, wow! She slides and retracts her cane and the handle of the bag and sits against the table legs, before taking a seat opposite Hanako. As we prepare the tea, the three of us can hear small wooden pieces being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess given her circumstances. By the time I place the streaming teacups on the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. I know that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square and pegs at the bottom of the piece, which is a dark square slightly raised. Oh, so you can tell which is which. That's kind of interesting. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces, makes me marvel a little, simply and genuinely of the design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Here you go. Hanako gives a small nod and I put down the cup next to the side of the board. Lily's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup touching the tips of her fingers, a gesture she seems to appreciate. I finally take a seat and silently sip the tea as the two play. In contrast of their appearances while they're playing, it's interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face is focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality? Lily's gentle voice addressed both of us as she continues to play. How's class now that the festival's over? I look at Hanako to see whether she answers first, but to see she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seems to be dozing off, even including the teacher. Not to mention the test on top of that. Hanako quickly adds her own agreement with this. I can imagine that being difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I did fine. Other than the shock of the test coming so early, science is probably my best subject. How do you do, Hanako? Me, okay, I guess. Hanako's too sincere to be able to pull off a line very well, that's much obvious. Lily's smile slips very slightly from her reaction. Hanako mustn't be skilled enough at academics to do well without preparation. How did your class handle it, Lily? It was surprisingly well, actually. One of the students was absent, which is better than what the teacher expected. With the topic ball running dry, the two concentrate on their chess game once again. I can't say I've ever liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport, but given its unique nature, I'm once wrapped in watching the game unfold. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skill at playing the game. Having captured 2 more pawns than Hanako, Lily has upper hand, but only slightly. Until Hanako makes a strange move with her queen, seizing upon the lapse in judgment, Lily takes the piece with her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves her pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board and promotes it to queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move from the pieces and realizes she just fell into Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board trace out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played a few games of chess against each other after all. Check! That's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Thank you. I didn't think it would work. I look over at Lily. Her fingers have finished tracing out the position of her remaining pieces and attempt to extricate her king from this bind. I think this is checkmate. I take another little board to confirm. Sure enough, her king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My earlier question of which of them is better has just been answered. So it is! Lily gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles from the reactions. This seems a very unusual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I can beat her every now and then, but that's a rarity. I don't have seen the right mindset for it. If Lily came to Yamaku at the start of high school, I met Hanako. She moved into dorms. That means she will only be playing for about 1 year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Lily gives an appreciative, if slightly amused smile at Hanako's quick reversal of her compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much I've been surprised, the bell suddenly rings, heralding an end to the lunch break. This game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same, I guess we better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing, and I take Lily's bag to offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, and places it back on the table. So, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I were to quickly fill your face? No, go ahead, I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once again, I regain my composure. It would be sensible enough. So far, Lily has no idea how I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. Oh, so cute! Lily raises her hand, which I take in mine and guide to my face before letting go. The room is entirely silent. Lily's hand moves over my face and my features, with my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. I expected this to feel more disquieting than it does. I suppose that's because the action's entirely a matter of practicality, being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but it takes me surprised in the length of her fingers, not to mention how sure even the slightest of her movements are. I have no doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs through my hair before retreating. I'm sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. It's only now, too, that I realize Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Thank you for letting me do that, Sao. If I might add, I think you're quite handsome. I blush over a remark before raising a questioning eyebrow. But if you can't see, how? Just because I can't see doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. Oh! We better go now. That's a good point. I guess we'll see you later then, Lily. Walking through the hallways back to our classrooms, I notice Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. All that's needed to joy is small exchanges to happiness after all. As I reach my desk and set my bag beside it, I realize something, or rather my stomach does. So busy with those two, I forgot to buy lunch! Damn it. How did you forget to buy lunch? Wow. So I went from Monday to Saturday? So I'm assuming a week went by. Okay, Saturday, my second most favorite day of the week. This is entirely due to the fact that it was the day of the oh my god, it's hard for me to just be comfortable in this chair today. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it's the day of the second least amount of school, with class ending the beginning of lunch. Open the door confidently, myself being more confident being able to get the enjoyment of this fine weather in a shorter class length. I comfortably stride down the hallway, down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently look behind me to see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess. Looking forward to the afternoon, you? He wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was about to before you stopped me. Oh look, more of the wall is done. That's pretty cool. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the steps. He just seems to long to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to ramp on the conspiracy. Maybe both. I got a bone to pick with you. Uh-huh. It's about the blonde. You know who I'm talking about? Conspiracy it is. For a moment I contemplate feigning ignorance, but I realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily? The one from your class. You're on first name terms with her? He looks positively shocked at this development. Did he not expect me to be able to answer? He gathered himself and coughs into his fist dramatically like everything else he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you, you know, man to man. Warn me about what? Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks, and even then we'd be exchanging banal chatter about school as well as while away lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending inordinate amounts of time with her. This stresses me that someone like Kenshi is probably as far out of the loop as one could possibly get. Not so much travel facts of who I choose to befriend. Then again, I'm a transfer student, and she's not the only representative of her class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate the ranting as a warning that the rumor mill exists in the school, and I'm firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge. See this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay, a lot of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around here, okay? She looks harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit, bad shit. You know the student council, right? He seems to involuntarily shudder the words. Putting him and Shuzune together in the room is amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Yeah, Shuzune and Misha are in my class. I've seemed to dodge that draft, though. Good man, good man. But this blonde, she was there in student council right down there. I see, and she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. I stopped walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I probably should. It would explain the fight the two had. Oh, hey, Salt. How are you? How was your day? Even leaving the student council is they need a catalyst. At the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that the feud goes back some ways. I guess you have a point, not seeing how that really affects me, though. I'm doing good. What are you gonna be doing in like an hour? Excuse me. Yeah, like in an hour-ish. I guess you have a point, seeing that it affects me though. Games? Okay, do you want to play some more Fortnite with me in an hour? Or in DJ, I guess. You want to play more Fortnite? You played Fortnite with us last time. It always looks like mold. Because that's when my... sure. Okay. Because in an hour is around when my voice starts to give out from reading. Okay. Guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now feel this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Sure, why not? Cool. We'll play, like, in an hour. Yeah. Literally, like, in an hour. You've been busy, though. Shake my head. Yeah, I've been pretty busy this weekend. That's true. I didn't even think I would be that busy, but I guess I was. A lot of it just done with movies and friends, I guess, and eating and sleeping. Okay. Okay, now feel this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously! Now, what nationality is she? I opened my mouth to give an answer, but I realized I have none. In fact, I've given them out of very little thought. Given she's no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose I never really seemed important. Now when he mentions it, though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. I probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. He brushes up the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has a lot of social power and filthy stinking rich? You know blondes are all rich, right? A long history of disputes using to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic Church? Okay, well, there's that. But there's also the Mafia! Come on, rich, foreign. There's no way she should have connections to them. I have reason to doubt the logic of his deductions, but he shows no sign of stopping. So do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time dude. She must be from Sicily. One of those oh my god, I can't even speak. Types come from there. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could be bad. Mafia, they're serious business, man. Ex-KGB everywhere. Barbaridades, hardcore smuggling in. Wait. Stop, slow down a second. What are you trying to get here? You don't know what she'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. I just want to see you be careful. Actually, it'd be funny, like, knowing how her sister dresses up if she is part of a mafia. Like, he's actually right about that. It'd be pretty funny. When the time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. At least he's concerned for me, kinda. Why wave goodbye to me so proud of our respective classes, but I'm not sure what he sees in that gesture. Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I borrowed last week. I might as well return them, considering they took all of 2 days to finish. Briefly considered inviting Hanako along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for my studying if I'm alone anyway. With a quick stretch and a wave of a couple of classmates who give me the synced me, I make my way out of the classroom. As I open my bag and shove the books through the return slot in the front of the counter, I notice a strange person behind the desk, old and gray. She must be Yuko's replacement, since she's working at the cafe. I begin looking for a free table, a task made somewhat difficult considering that despite there's not many students in here, they're all sitting on their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walk over to one of the braille section. It's hard to tell whether Lily's concentrating or not. Her placid expression, holding perfectly still with her fingers, slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. 3 days to new season. I know, that's why I need to get challenges done. They're all teasing stuff, gold-related stuff. Oh. I don't know. Should I just wait till it comes out and be surprised then? I don't know. I always hate sometimes looking at trailers, but I do want to see what kind of skins they'll have though. That's like the big thing for me are skins. So she trails off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Ah, Hisao. No, it's not leaked. Oh. Fortnite themselves tease stuff. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. But have they teased what the new Battle Pass skins will look like? She gives a nod and greets me as I sit opposite of her at the table. Pluck the chemistry textbook out of my bag and quickly thumb the chapter we're covering in class. For a while we sit and read, each of our own way. Seeing her reminds me what Kenji said this morning though. No, they will release more wallpapers and stuff later, I guess. Oh. The fact let's see. Just one logo with a gold handprint. Great. The fact that I've never seen read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. I can't feel guilty about it. It's given that she's no way realized I'm doing so I decided to ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret after all. Another thing I've just noticed from her movements. You can't even find gold stuff in the middle of the map inside houses. Wait, just right now in the Battle Pass? Hey Lily, mind if I ask you a question? Not at all, is anything wrong? We're just wondering, you're at least part foreign, right? She gives a small giggle before setting down her book. I've always been amused how squeamish people are about that. Akira's mentioned how much she and I look different from most others before. The details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Scottish? That's not exactly my first guess. It takes some effort to not blurt out loud. I'm trying to conjure myself in place of mind. I think as far as the UK goes, Scottish isn't bad to live in, but I'm not really sure. My first glance of England was probably close, at least geographically. That does leave another question though. But you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan, despite my mother being foreign. I get it. Hold on. If she moved to the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours, so they don't live near the school. She gives a small sigh, as she didn't expect me to go deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we've actually met. I feel like I'm getting a whole story, but I don't want to go unduly pry in her situation. But her face shows she feels awkward about it. So do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know much about Scotland, but at least I know the main language there. It takes a moment to collect yourself, appreciating the changing of topic. That's right, my family used Japanese around the house when I was young, but make sure Kira and I knew our Scottish side just as well. I'm fluent in the language. I'm also studying it in school. I keep up my skills and have qualifications on my paper mainly. So you're bilingual. That's pretty impressive. I don't want to go that far. Having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage, and English books in Braille aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relative high demand for local English teachers here anyways, so it gives me some motivation to learn it well. Hi Drake, how are you? How's your day? Wow, it suits you. What suits me? What suits me? How's everyone? The only people in here I think are Salt and DJ. And this DJ left. Oh, the t-shirt. Thank you. I know I never show off, but this is one of the shirts that do. But thank you. I actually really like the shirt. I like the design and stuff. I mean, it's nice. It's like the shirt, but yeah, the design's cool. No, I'm here. Okay, good. And Salt. Oh my god, that was kind of gross. My nose, like, it's weird when I read so much. It's like I get clogged. Salt, you're a doctor. Why is it when I read so much, my like sinuses like are starting to get clogged? Is that like, what does that mean? Like, it doesn't happen like when I just talk normally, but when I'm reading for long periods of time, like why I'm like out loud, like I'm doing right now, it's like gets clogged up. Like why? Dude, I swear you have the weirdest questions of them all. Wait, what questions? My questions? Like, why, Salt? Why? Yes. Answer my questions, Dr. Salt. Dr. Salt, answer my questions. Why is this a thing? Like, I don't know why. Salt, you're becoming a doctor. You're becoming a doctor. Figure this out. Figure this out, Dr. Salt. There is a relatively high demand for local teachers, blah, blah, blah. Demand for English teachers. I remember why she brought this up. You're planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. Must be nice having such a definite future in mind. I've never really given much thought of mine, so I'm kind of envious. What's wrong? It's just, I can see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. Oh my god, Tay Dexter, thank you for the follow! For a moment, she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle. Something I've never seen her do before. With Lily's role as the class representative and her dependable nature, teaching does seem like a line of work fitting for her personality. Hi, Tay Dexter, what's up? So we're 2 away from 250. Oh, and Twitch? That's quite a bit. I swear, like, not too long ago, we were just at 200. And we reached 100 on Mixer not too long ago. With Lily's role as class representative and her dependable nature, teaching does seem like a line of work fitting for her personality. Sorry, there was probably a little much, it's true though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers. It's not that, it's just only one person's ever said that to me before. In short, somewhat awkward silence follows discussion. Without knowing it, I end up staring into a troublesome topic again. I tried to cheer her up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding after all. I want to grab lunch in the cafeteria after this. That might perk her up. At least take her mind is apparently complicated family situation. Going by her smile, it seems like it had the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but food there. Quite a quick redirection of conversation, and she does have a point though. The food there isn't the greatest. Maybe the Shanghai? I'm gonna ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. What is it? Almost forgot until you reminded me. Hanaka's birthday's coming up soon, and I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. If that's an invitation, I'll be happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I barely set foot in there, so I'll be hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling she'd be happy to approve the plans for Sunday. Eventually get back to our books, though before I begin reading, I still want Glon inside her. Maybe I've been thinking of my situation too much. After all, everyone here would have their own unique circumstances. The chance I get outside and clear my head would probably do me good. Oh. Bored of standing in the place and watching the television in the shop window, I'll pull myself away from the tacky display with little effort. I didn't know this town was this big. After living at Yamaku, the city seems like an entirely different world. No running in the halls, calm and orderly conduct is being used at all times in the classrooms. Students are to exit the rooms after checking both directions for oncoming elevators reserved for the movement impaired students, single file on the stairs. Compared to such strict, almost regimental standards, the city's shopping arcade might well be a strange country. While the school may have my fair share of hustle and bustle during the festivals, the outside world is much different. It's strange, having lived in a metropolitan city before my accident, this should feel more natural than Yamaku, but the surrounding town ever could. Yeah, it feels foreign somehow. The elevated walkways, the tall buildings, much adorned with billboards taller than 3 people, don't do anything to distract me from the passing crowd reactions. Oh, she's so cute! Lily keeps one hand on the shoulder and the other holding her cane as she taps the ground metronome-like steadiness. Looking over her, the neutral smile of her still holds. Having only seen her in school uniform, I've not recognized her as she sat on the bench waiting for me to come. It's not her cane, if not for her cane propped against it, her distinctive hair. I can't tell whether they're glancing due to her height, her foreign looks, or obvious blindness, or all 3. Not any of these would make a situation less uncomfortable than it is. Do you have any idea where to look first, Hisao? Her soft voice breaks my line of thought. I can't imagine her failing to notice the attention she garners, but she seems unfazed by it. I get the feeling she's the type to enjoy walking outside, so she might get used to it by now. Not really, it's my first time in the city, so I have no idea where to go. She furrows her brow in thought, planning a route for us to take, and come to think of it, a way to communicate it. Something I noticed in the time I've been with her is how deep in thought she lacks close in any form of body language to show it. Her expression may change, but not him. Movement shows. She seems to have little in a way of sweeping physical gestures in general, though, so I assumed it may be part of her reserved nature. Is there a large electronics store near here? I take a quick look and find a clothing store. After a few seconds, I notice a store bright blue sign some distance away that fits her description. Yeah, it's just a bit ahead of us. Should we go in that direction? Thankfully, it's just information she needed. With a nod, we start off ahead towards Lily's unknown destination. Landmarks being our guide. Ooh. Here we go. 1 vanilla and 1 chocolate. I hand her the money over the counter and she takes the cones to the railing that Lily's sitting on. I can't believe I let her trick me like this. No, she led me to an ice cream stall, but also got me to buy her some. At least she gave me the money for hers. Sure enough, she patiently waiting where I left her. I guess she was planning on making the day an event rather than a simple shopping trip. I call her out and slowly paste the vanilla cone to her outstretched hands, being careful to make sure she has a good hold of it before letting go. At least the tastes are fairly normal. I was worried if she asked for some weird flavor when she first asked. Here's the change. It's okay, keep it. I moved to protest, but realized the futility of doing so over such a small amount. I slipped the coins in my pocket, supplementing my meager allowance ever so lately. Lily shows no sign of wanting to get up, so I take a seat beside her and start eating my own ice cream cone. Hi, AJ! AJ, thanks for the lemon! How are you doing, AJ? What's up? So many lemons. The summer weather's nice. Hopefully it'll hold out for a while. You too. I was beginning to think I was the only person who prefers winter. I contemplated the statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. It's been good, busy working. Really? What have you been doing? E.g., what kind of work you been doing? Also, I need to look at what you sent me earlier. I haven't done anything from what you sent me. I was gonna do it after I was gonna... Oh my god, I can't even speak anymore. I think too fast for my mouth to move. I was gonna click on the link and do the shit you said. But I was gonna do it after I'm done streaming. Am I making any sense? I hope I'm making sense. Joe's intention reaction, she's cute when she's pouting. Still, I can't really imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go without bundling up and you still freeze anyway. I used to live further north where there's plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either. At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. She gives an amused giggle as we both get back to finishing off our already melting cones. I at least sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of our conversation. Looking to Lily, I see her dutifully licking her ice cream cone on top downwards, blissfully unaware of the fact it's beginning to melt. It's melting. Where? Down a bit? She lowers her mouth on top of the cone. I know no idea exactly where the ice cream is dripping. That follows the game of guiding her left and right until she finally finds it. To any onlooker, this must look absolutely bizarre. Girl with her eyes closed and turning a cone over and over to the guy next to her giving instructions. A strange variant of a childhood blindfold games, maybe. Cute. In good time, we finally finish our treat, and while away, the time converts casually. Got mid-sentence, Lily perks her head, a trademark matter. It's an unmistakable sign that something caught her attention. Ah, what is it? It's a cure somewhere over there. I think I heard her. I raised an eyebrow and looked at direction facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick up Akira's lone voice in a din. Sure enough, a blonde girl's suit can be seen through the tiny gaps between people walking every which way. I raise a hand and wave to try to catch her attention. Sato! Hey, Sato! She stops in her tracks and looks towards me, evidently noticing my calls. As she does, I notice someone walking beside her. I can't get a look of whoever it is before the two begin to walk towards where we are. As they reach us, Lily and I stand and dust ourselves off. Akira? Hey, you two! She nods towards me and gently returns, engaged towards the young girl next to her, and our eyes meet. As they do, Akira pops a hand on her head to move which doesn't face her. I don't believe we've met. I'm Heideki. Oh my god. Don't. This is hard. Japanese is kind of hard. Pleased to meet you, Hasao. A guy's name, huh? I guess I dodged a bullet there. He bows, somewhat restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. That's a guy? My god, anime. Oh, Heideki's here too. Are you well? Akira's been taking very good care of me, thank you. Akira grins from the point and rubs his head hard, dragging it around in the circular motion. His dreary face during this somewhat amusing. Working on the radio station. Ooh, cool. Yeah, I need to join that. Like I said, after I'm done, I'll start looking at that. So why he's wearing a bow and looks like a girl and shit. Okay, whatever. Uncle's out on business again, so I'm just taking around town for today. I prefer to be spending a day on a date with my boyfriend, but Hideki gives a cough and tries to redirect Akira's thoughts. As he does so, though, I find mine wandering. They're related as further at first cousins. I suppose that explains why she's taking care of him in any case. All the forms are on the page. I got to go. Okay, see ya, AJ. Have fun. What's this game about? It's a visual novel where you go, you had to go to a disabled school under circumstances, and it's like a dating sim. But it's very more visual novel than you get to choose your own choices, which kind of sucks, but the story is pretty amusing, so. And it's actually, yeah, compared to other visual novels that are boring AF, especially when it comes to not having many choices, this one is pretty good. Come to think of it, Hideki, how do you know my name? Akira told me, being Yamaku's student, I suppose you're disabled in some way. Not everyone in Yamaku is disabled, which I learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shizune and Misha for their own stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out since the school will accept practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. It's unlikely that many healthy would enroll there. Unlikely that many in good health would enroll there, though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it's extremely isolated and very much focused on helping disabled students. You're dodging the question. Damn, he's sharp. Before he could say another word, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to call it myself, your heart. Akira looks mildly curiously at me, her interested peak as well. That sure was like a guess. How did you... You show no missing limbs, no ordered deformities, no external disabilities are out. Considering the lack of any strange mannerism, it's also likely you would have any mental disability. But Yamagu doesn't take mentally disabled students. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibilities left is internal disabilities. I didn't know which one you might bear, so I guessed correctly, it turns out, and your action confirms my guess. More than that being amused. I look at Kara, she grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yeah, but more than a little unsympathetic, logical, and lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune in a way, as does his look. May I ask you what you're staring at me? Surely I'm not an unusual specimen. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spat in clothing. It just is coincidental, but the ribbon in his hair is really too much. It's entirely beside the point, though. Sorry, just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab with her elbow. Told you you're not that much different from her. He coughs into his hand and tries to maintain an upright and serious demeanor. I see, you've met my sister then. Perhaps her full name might help you. I'm Hideki Hakamichi. You're probably thinking my sister, Shizune. Oh, Shizune's brother. Wait a minute, if Hideki is the son of Akira's... If Hideki is the son of Akira's uncle, Shizune is the sister, then that means Lily and Shizune fathers are brothers-in-law. Therefore, Lily and Shizune are first cousins? Lily groans uncharacteristically, unrestrained manner. The reaction earns a amused smirk from her sister. The immunity between the two just looked like another meaning. I thought it might simply a matter of difficulty of communication between two, but family feuds can make things much more complicated. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She mustn't give as much weight to the two conflicts as I do. Well then, that's how it is. What are you up to anyway on this fine day? We're shopping for Haruko's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face as Lily just said that and the sky wasn't blue and the clouds are not white. Is there a birthday on the 10th next month? Yes, why? Is something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's utterly unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong. The folks didn't call you yet? Lily shakes her head closely. I look at Hideki to see if he knows something about this. A simple shrug is the only answer. For a moment, Kiri ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey, Shorty, sorry, but can you hang out with Sao for a while? He nods and waits her off. Kira, placing an arm on Lily's shoulder, guides her away out of earshot. And so I'm alone with Shorty. So, nice weather, isn't it? It seems so. Now we're doing small talk. Oh, the writing's actually pretty good. Like, nice weather we're having. I guess they dumped us. Indeed. So the farcical attempt. Oh my god. That's small talk. I got no idea how to talk with this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. Blood and stone come to mind. Without another word, he begins to rock his feet, obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting the conversation is over, I decide to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm going to search for a present coming. Not much else to do. A little while, we come to a small shop beside a convenience store. For once, the store windows aren't filled with electronics or computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and patterns of woodcraft oddities. Othello's Antiques? An antique store? Well, if there's anything in this town that suited Hanako, I guess it would be here. I reached for the old door handle and pulled it back last minute. I realized my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I've just been in the newsstand for a while, don't mind me. His voice makes it painfully clear, zero interest what's in the store, that he doesn't feel obligated to follow me. As he wanders off, without another word, I push back the thick wooden door and enter the store, a bell above me ringing out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves and distinctly anachronistic. I look in the counter beside the door. The gray man behind sits there silently reading a tattered book. He certainly fits the look of the place. Slowly running around the aisles, the person I'm reminded as I inspect each handcraft imported oddity is Hanako. Crouching down and examining the ancient oak desk inside the shop window. At least 30 dolls of very wildly size and make. Only similarity between them is the long Victorian dress they wear. I turn to a price tag that looks about waist high. Not my price bracket at all. Due to same moving, I'm getting more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is until I reach the smallest one. It's affordable, just yet quality make, with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. A size this kind of present Hanako would appreciate. Pretty looking and far from gaudy. After I carefully pick it up, I decide to look around the store, not sure whether if I like the atmosphere or out of curiosity. Peering around the corner, I go to the next aisle and see the shelves, this one stocked with wooden toys, from toy cars to intricate automatons? I don't know that word. Tucked behind the line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain box. It feels surprisingly light. I pick it up with my free hand. Lid the smallest movement to pop open. The little metal gem inside began to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take a price tag in my fingers and bring it up to my face. The minuscule quivering writing, taking some effort to read. It's affordable, sort of. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make way to the counter with the doll and music box in hand. When I lay the two on the counter, the man beside it sits up and makes stock of them. He does not hide very well his surprise at someone my age buying them. It's painful, but I hand the money for the two and leave the store with a small, opaque bag in hand. Haruki being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. I thought you would be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head back to the fountain. Haruki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes a strange contrast even as we walk. Lily and Akira stand there waiting for us. Their faces hard to read. Hey, you ready to go, shorty? Haruki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her. See ya, Lily. It's out. Tell Hanako I said happy birthday. We will. Bye. Goodbye, Akira. And with that, the two disappear in the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lily, I know she's carrying a small bag, and now I realize her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typical type is to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. There's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered why she's feeling this way. Already brought out Hanako a present? Yeah, have you? Yeah. Shall we head back to the bus stop then? Okay, there should be a bus back to Yamaku pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. I feel strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense. The whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. Silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this. Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright for you? I have no other possible applications anyway, so I reflectively nod, and afterwards I do remember doing so it's pointless. So I quickly answer so by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that is almost pitiable to allow plain to see how distant her thoughts are. Sorry, Hisao, you said the bus would be coming soon, right? That's right. But now she says that, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today? I don't believe so. Why do you ask? This is the point where I normally take your hand and rush you somewhere. But even with that, you'll have to trust me, okay? I take her hand and gently lead her on, her distinct face replacing one by mild surprise and curiosity. The waitress sets a cup of tea and coffee that I ordered onto the table. I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going, rather just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover little, Lily tentatively sips her cup as long as I take a gulp of coffee in front of me. As I hope, her face lights up and realizes what flavor it is. Ah, this is wonderful! So, how do you know that this was? I asked for brunch vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. While I don't really know much about tea, it sounded like she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream. Tea connoisseur, I'm definitely not. Still like a guess. You really like tea, don't you? She puts her teacup down and gives a tiny nod, the familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again. Drinking tea is calming, I think. With the amount of drink, I'm sure you're not addicted to it. Caffeine addiction is pretty common nowadays. Did I ever say I wasn't? She lets a giggle and my head drops. We have our vices, I suppose. There are worse things to be addicted to. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings. Even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. We're gonna wonder if this feeling's the same for her until she sets down her cup. So, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question? That depends on the question, I guess. I was wondering what your favorite color is. Everyone has one after all. I almost replied, realizing Simon's mundane question actually quite strange. My favorite color, but she gives a pouting look, waiting for me to answer anyway. While answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't harm in giving it. I've always liked the thing for green. I would say that's my favorite. Green, is it? What things do you think when contemplating that color? I suppose grass fields, trees in the summer, the army as well, with camouflage. Men always seem to like military. But that sounds like a nice color. Very nice color. She nods her head a little, approving of the choices, considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind. Labeling the occasion seems reasonable enough. If everyone has their favorite color, then what's yours? White. I'm told that the color snow and ice cream. You're no better than me. You only like colors because of your favorite food, I guess. White is nice too, though. Speaking of colors, it's getting dark soon. Let me help you up. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mind to help her level up in her seat in the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard. I'm not used to such casual contact. You just held her hand, right? Wouldn't you realize when you're holding her hand is soft? Okay. It doesn't seem to bother her at all. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more lady aspect of her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I'll quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this. Wow. Where is this money coming from? Well, thank you, Sal. She gives me an earnest smile and gesture, a reward much greater than of her words. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly because of the day's events. While I'm so concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature of meeting her sister, the fact that I managed to cheer her up even slightly makes me feels like a personal victory. It feels like the air between us has changed, maybe only a bit. It's something I don't think either of us realized before. That was a date, wasn't it? It was. It doesn't elude us either, the question answering being self-evident as to rhetorical. Awkward it may be. I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I don't know what it is, and certainly can't be sure. It feels something a little more than friendship. Finally. Understanding, empathy, searching words adequately describe it difficult, nonetheless. Would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents? The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily before. Her pale skin makes a rosy tint in her cheeks, and slightly more noticeable in her face, though a point in the streets ahead of hers lowers just a little. Okay. Oh, finally! We're getting somewhere, boys! Oh, the love is starting to bloom. I walk down the halls of the girls' dormitory with my school bag in hand. The doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of the wait. I walk down the hall of the girls' school bag in hand. Doll lies inside, carefully placed in a small box. Been carrying the box in there for a while. Not sure what to do with it. The whole situation came to think of it is bizarre. Well, I've known Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now. I have no idea exactly what kind of celebrations will be found. A single note in the abandoned tea room earlier today. Hold up and read again, double checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. Sal, we'll be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to the room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for no review this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Satao. Then I'm reassured I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I pick out Hanako and Lily's voices. As they finish, Lily calls out, "Might that be Hisao? Yep, I got the note you left me. You can come in, the door's unlocked." Glad that I managed to get the right room, I press down the handle and let myself in. As the door swings open, a greeting from them stolen from my mouth. Oh, they're so cute! Lily sits on a low table center in the room in her pajamas, while the other sits at Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in my only normal school clothes, I felt quite out of place. They should have told me it was a pajama party! Damn. I saw quick glances at the lovely side of the two, my tears tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin, pale legs, only to measure of reluctance. Damn, she's super pretty. Hi, I brought everything that was needed. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both of her eyes and her curves. The look of her last night, the tentative, almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by the coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence return, though I can't help but casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I look at Hanako as nervously sits opposite from her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she wears something so conservative, though she definitely looks cute. Hi Hanako, happy birthday. Thank you. She's usually skittish, despite the fact she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. Feel free to take a seat, Hisao. I'll pour you some tea. Sure thing. Lily takes the steaming red pot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into a teacup. I take a seat beside them, sitting my bag against the nearby wall. With my senses return and the hormones somewhat calmer, I realize this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. First thing I notice is the ambient smell, just slightly different from that in mine. Probably a faint perfume or nail polish. Could be something of a girl's, really. Just another plain nature of a room. Visually, beige walls, smart yet adorned cabinet, the lack of posters on the walls hanging. It's distinctly utilitarian, something I should have anticipated given her blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee height to waist height. Some of them have been printed titles, others are completely blank except for the dots of braille. The fact that the ones printed titles uniformly in English is interesting. Though not completely unexpected, she did mention her parents impressing the language upon her, and a cure after all. The room looks real nicely. I hear the call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Look by Hanako. Her gaze is fixed on her lap, and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. Now I notice why these clothes extend from her scarring is far more visible, reaching down her neck to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So how are you turning? 18? Her look of surprise is not helped by the total lack of skill hiding her feelings. She shows that she's trying to mentally tune me out. This is really awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So who's older, you or Lily? Lily. She had her birthday in February. What about yours? Earlier this year. It's already passed. Unstated, that is passed while stuck in the hospital. That was particularly the low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly expected. It's not long before Lily finished preparing the drink, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I picked mine up, immediately noticed how much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we've been having. It tastes different than the tea we have in school. It's different variety, rather than the kind we've been having there. You never tasted orange juniper before. Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee after all, like when we're in town. This is nice though. We sat down and take a sip. Hanako seems more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We finished up our cups at the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's sitting on the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first though. Lily? Yes, now it's good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways to dig around my bag for the doll I brought from Hanako, and Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both at the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Hanako silently sits looking at them for seconds on end out of sheer surprise. My little one doll, replete of the Victorian era dress and little hat, lies next to the lightly brown, fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches her gown as she moves and speaks, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. But thank you, Lily and Hisao. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. The side Hanako holding Lily tightly is heartwarming. So much that I couldn't wipe a smile off my face even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I could barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Hanako gives a small nod, holding in Lily for a time before breaking off and whipping an eye. I guess Hanako simply having anyone to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I'll always be grateful for. Oh, look how cute! Hanako gently takes a doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. For a long time, the three of us sit in happy silence. The quiet's not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Should we have the cake then? You should have cake with tea! Why did you have tea and then cake? Cake should be... Okay, whatever. Proposal was met with the two looks of unhidden anticipation. No argument from me. Okay. Phew, that was good. I contentedly sit back, both Lily and Hanako looking as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I can fit anymore. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle. I can't help noticing that come time next year, we'll have graduated from Yamaku. In fact, it's somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. I look around Lily's neat and orderly room. Her books catch my eye once again. This might be a little impetuous. My curiosity gets better me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? You're quite welcome to, Isao. That said, you can come over 2 language barriers. If you can overcome 2 language barriers, I'll be quite impressed. 2, Braille, and oh right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm so amazed that you're so proficient at it. One could say a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says in jest, but I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me, there's no way of reading them feels like a big tease. Hanako giggles quietly. I reach over to the closest pile, plucking the topmost book, only curiosity glass, Death of the Nile, large letters of the cover, and the only printed text to be seen. Sit down and I open the book on my lap. Lily and Hanako talk. As I try to fill out the dots, braille printed on each page, they seem to blend to one another and become distinct. I thought this was a lot easier than it is, but from some practicing though, I could see someone with better sense of touch than mine managing to read at pretty fast speed. Noticing our silence has probably begun earlier, I look from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling at Hanako sip another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity quite endearing. Inordinately pleased at my praise, so I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks. I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I was altogether sure how you saw a sincere new transfer student from another school. If you pitied us, have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice that quite possibly places pride. Glancing over Hanako, she seems more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. I couldn't worry about that, considering the position I found myself in. Perhaps the last person who should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first reactions with me with my first heart attack. I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going further, but not enough. Both girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gone that far. I overly silenced brains a few beats, thankfully ended as Lily's head perked up in a gesture I've come to eagerly recognize. Hear something? The door. Everyone looks towards it, and trusting Lily's senses. Sure enough, the door hinges shutters, a flash of yellow and black slipped through. Kira's tattoo in the house! Happy birthday, Hanako! Thank you. Kira takes a seat at the table. She plops a small tall bag beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her ground and slowly herself, but she doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she met Kira before. Not a huge surprise, given how close Kira and Lily are. Kira doesn't seem to at least put off on Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence, as she doesn't pull any punches of how to act despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you had to work at Kira. Do you manage to get off for a while? Kind of. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, but I gotta give it back soon. I felt bad not coming over to your cute little Hanako's birthday too, so now I'm here. She grins wildly at Hanako, who flowers in such full blush she pins her eyes downward towards her lap. Her mouth seems wide and retract over and over, as if she's trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. Its little strange reaction seems more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All manages to give in turn a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not many people give her positive attention, I suppose, and it makes me respect how well Kira can handle making herself happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, she reaches in the bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Come out 2 large glasses bottles along with French names on the labels. Hako's expression with an odd mix of surprise and curiosity. I expect mine's no different. Lily not seeing the proceedings oblivious to what's going on. Kira, this isn't... What is it? Wine. 1 red, 1 white. Kira, that's... Relax. It's not Shizune. He's here to scold you. Lily has a point. That's not exactly allowed on campus. Or anywhere really. We're short of legal drinking age, remember? Rich words for someone practically drooling over the as he examines the bottle. She's got me there. I'm genuinely interested in trying some. Even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight as she knows that Kira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. Just don't breathe a word to anyone in the school, please, I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I better get back to work pretty soon. But you just arrived. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you two again, though, and you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Kira. She levers herself up, Grant, and walks out of the room, leaving us with the 2 items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle at sister's antics, and Echo takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She rests her elbow on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. She really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here, we might as well have some. Lily sits like that, quick glance the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds that Lily rested her head for a bit a few minutes ago. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself out to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Good God. Ugh. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink? My head hurts. Yay for hangovers! Yeah! So funny. Yeah, too much to drink. Hurts my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots who drank the night away with 1 glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side asleep. It's a miracle I don't feel ill as Lily. Hey Sao, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. To tell the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before another groan with sounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I drank too much. What's the time? I quickly look at my wristwatch. The number was barely legible in the gloom. About midnight. Curfew is in effect then. Guess as much. We'll have to sleep here for tonight. As soon as they say it, I hear the sheets moving and Lily starts to sit up. Hanako. Oh no, go back to sleep. Don't try to get up. Sal, I have to... You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest. But what about... I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her, don't worry. As I give it a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Sal. No problem. It's the least you can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted, I'm just a little bit tired. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quickly walk over to Hanako, carefully lay the blankets over a peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'll wake up no matter what I did, though. Alcohol sleeps. I stand up and take one last measure of the room. Two girls, both very drunk, and one guy sleeping over tonight with female student dorms. What a scandal that would be if it broke out. Yeah! As I move to sit back on the side of the bed, I saw and glass at Lily. Her sprawling, disabled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. I crouched down to get a better look. Her white skin blends with the white pillow on the bed. I look at her slumber-born peacefulness on her face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there caring for Hanako. Now she seems painfully delicate. I think back at Hanako's presence. I thought it would be a nice occasion for her, but I hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, after year, just she and Lily all alone. I guess it wasn't just the presents she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down on the side of the bed once again, rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Sao? Little voice quiet, I could barely hear it. She must be refreshed to sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you for what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obviously Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Sao? Sao, are you? The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears wakes me up. I wish I could be woken like this more often. The mumble, I slowly open my eyes. Whoa! Ah! I take a surprise, her face hovering near my millimeters from my face. I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. The impact of her words caused both of us to fall backwards, ending up in pain. Lily sounded more like squeak toy than a person. Ow, 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 ow. I suddenly rubbed my forehead with one hand, squaring myself to the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, just doing the same, her face obviously pained. Ah, sorry, your face is kind of close and I acted on reflex. Are you okay? My head. Since she's not actually okay, come to think of it, I doubt the impact alone was causing her head so much pain. Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. She sadly nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. I offer her a hand to help her, and help her back on her feet, glancing behind her. I found that Hanako is still fast asleep. Not fair, I only drink as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. And anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. That doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. I rubbed the sleep on my eyes, or at least somewhat of it. I walked to the counter, tending to someone with a hanger. Isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It only takes a few seconds for a glass to fill. The clear water reflecting the silver of the light makes it through the thin curtains. I look at Lily's taking a seat on the side of my bed. I walk over to her, taking care to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako and place the glass onto her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take a seat next to her soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes, with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression, her brow furrowed as she looks like to be lost in thought. For a moment I hesitate, but I eventually place a hand on her shoulder in intent to reassure her. It's made her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Lily quickly shakes her head, and the matter is somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath and steadies herself by letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I moved to protest, but I quickly realized it would be futile to do so, and said I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Lily gives a self-deprecating snort as to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back when we were in town. I was more confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting her cheek on the back of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out in the real world. The real world, sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess it's strange, divorce feelings in Yamaku and the surrounding town compared to the outside world hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will. It's strange in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wiry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement in the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland in a week or two soon. Is that why we had to reschedule Hanako's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. If you're not looking forward to it. I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. Wait, what? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18, that means she had been only 12 when they left. I may have seen little my parents, but with them both working long hours, but that's felt utterly useless as I struggle some way to find a way to respond. But why? Why did they leave? Or why are they inviting and carrying me back? Both, I suppose. My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland. An executive position became available from there. In the end, they had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed here in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. Ah, I'm sorry. Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange to the total lack of antipathy? Antipathy? She feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't feel slightly humbled. Said, her wistful exterior just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed movements. Her head perks up, and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao? I walk over to my bag, sitting on the wall, unbuckling the front flap, and retrieving a small, opaque bag within. I take a small, plain box in my hands. Hold your hands out, Lily. As she's surprised for a moment, but eventually... That pretty much eventually does it. I don't know that word. Amused by her look at curiosity, I place the music box in her open palms. Her typically delicate way of handling seemed a little more frail enough to break into breath if breathed on. Ruthlessly bringing in front of her face, her slender fingers filling out its contours and patterns. This doesn't look like Fortnite. Oh, did it not change? I thought I saved it. I'm sorry if I didn't. Better than Fortnite. Better than Fortnite, clueless gamer. At least I'm probably, it says the game. Well, on Twitch or D-Live, it's cool. Probably on D-Live I didn't. I thought I saved it. I probably didn't. I guess I'm more of the clueless gamer than you are. Eventually your fingers find the daylight. It's now changed. Thank you. I thought I saved it, but maybe I didn't push the save button. Thank you, Clueless Gamer, for telling me. Dude, now I feel so clueless. Okay. Eventually your fingers find the recessed line between the lid and the body of the box. Her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat in the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. Sorry if I sounded rude. No, it's good to know. Thank you. I like knowing when I don't change the game. Because I don't always know, you know, I don't check it out. That, or sometimes I don't refresh the page if I do multiple games. Thank you. I take a seat on the bed, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless as she listens to a diminutive tiny melody, her mouth just slightly open. Oh, I don't have that, but my Twitch is also Vicky's Anime. And on Mixer too. It's twitch.tv/Vicky's Anime. Same as D-Life. It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap. Bringing the curtain down, a miniature performance playing in her hands. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. A restless shoveling could be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. She comes out of the blankets I put over her, being befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. I see you're finally up. What? Hanako looks around the room. Ah, thank you for the follow! From being awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako. I take one look around the room. I guess I'll be going then. There will be questions if I'm leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Asao. Oh, goodbye. I start to walk to the door, picking up a somewhat lighter bag along the way. I through the room, enter the hallway. Through I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze and I feel her fingers slide upon my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking the feeling of fingers and palm upon it. So. Immediately after, her face slowly moves next to mine, a slight momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. For a moment, everything seems to stand still, absentmindedly bringing her fingers to my cheek, as trying to recapture the fleeting feeling. Lily. That's my thank you, Sal. Thank you. For your present. Have a nice day in school. And with that, she disappears behind the door and gently closes it, the muffled voices of her and Hanako audible through it, as much as they were yesterday night. I think I was hard to press not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring in my step. I think there were some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building, but I find it difficult to care. Oh shit, is it gonna be found out? Probably. Okay, and this is where I'm gonna stop for today. So I saved. I'm gonna quit. Cool. I'm gonna stop streaming for 1 second, and I will be. Actually, let me change some shit because I'm gonna be playing Fortnite now. Let's just go here. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Fortnite, and how I'm gonna do this is I have to change some stuff around. Now I'm gonna play Fortnite. Oh. Fortnite. What should we call this? Cool. But yeah. The reason I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna start streaming to YouTube. Give me a second. Just 2 seconds.